Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
I am Gabrielle. I am a former New York Mafia princess, originally from Austria. I am the mother of 3 and the owner of Too Posh Boutique, and here with my beautiful co-host Marcella, my daughter.
Hello, I'm Marcella. I'm a dancer, choreographer, model, and designer for Too Posh, and I say whatever the I want.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I am a stylist. I also own the Society Salon in the Design District, and I am a short little Mexican with a big personality.
I am Polly. I am a certified sexual health consultant and educator, former professional dominatrix, currently working at the largest adult novelty store in the Texas Panhandle.
What will they say next? Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to the Too Posh Podcast. I am Marcella. My mom is not here today, so we're very sad, but my sister booked a runway show, so she has to be there with her. And I have my special co-host, Cruz.
What up?
We have our amazing tech spider.
Hello.
And then we have amazing guests here today. We welcome the owners of Gallery Defi and the founders, Trey Swofford.
Hello.
Buddy Love.
Yo.
Travis McCann.
Hello.
And Kyle Sauter.
Yes,
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did it. So we're welcoming all of them on the show. And if you watch us on YouTube, these are all very handsome gentlemen. It's
Yes,
just
we
me.
are.
I'm the only girl today.
The only girl today. How lucky are you?
I know. This is amazing. So we're very excited for you all to be here. And we want to learn about how you guys, what each of you do, how you came to be, and how Gallery Defi started. So does anybody want to go first?
I'd like to jump in.
Oh,
that's
yes.
okay.
Perfect.
All right, Buddy Love.
Buddy Love.
My partner's here. I wanted to kind of dip into the long version of how we got here, and I'll do it quickly.
Yeah.
The quick long version.
The quick long
it.
version.
We like all the details.
Yeah, because I think it's important. The art scene is ever changing. There's a lot going on. You don't really know which direction you're going to get involved into it. My introduction to the art world was through Travis, also known as Not Travis. I have always believed that art collaboration and brand collaboration is kind of the way to go for any brand that's trying to break through to a new audience or get attention from a national or international perspective. And so I own a clothing brand called Buddy Love. My wife and I do. She's the designer and creative director. I oversee operations. We've become quite a big deal. We're in over 1,000 boutiques around the country. We have a huge following. You can find us on Shop Buddy Love on Instagram. But I always just kind of kept wanting to find an artist to collaborate with. And my first foray into that was a mural that we commissioned down on the Trinity River after a group of police officers were assaulted in downtown Dallas by machine guns. And
Whoa.
Remember that.
Was it 7? Yeah. And 7 police officers were
When was that?
2018.
Oh, wow.
It's like when all the riots happened.
Yeah, right around then. A deranged man took his assault rifle downtown and laid waste to downtown. So I was reaching out to an artist friend of mine who does a project called the Love Walls. It's these beautiful hearts. His name is James Goldcrown. And he came down. He flew out of LA. He's originally from London. It was the hottest day in July. It was like July 9th. It was 109. And
Welcome to Texas.
yeah, he was like, dude, what is this? This is unreal. I don't think I can do a whole nother day of this.
Just less 78.
So he bounced. We did a great run on the wall, but there was pieces of it missing, which the most important piece of it was the names, the memoriam of these officers. And one of the girls that works for me at Buddy Love was like, well, I have a friend who's a really badass artist. You should hit him up on Instagram. So I found Travis and I reached out to him. I said, hey, man, I need to complete this project. Can you come out here and help me finish it off? Didn't know what we were going to do, but Travis quickly came up with a way to finalize the concept, and that was to take all the paint colors that were infused in the hearts, stencil their names, and then repetitively stencil their names above this heart, this love wall. And that's when I was like, okay, this guy's creative. He's cool. He's got a vibe. So we started talking, and I bought a studio on Dragon Street in the Design District where we were doing a lot of our content for Buddy Love, whether it was filming, video, try-ons, whatever. And Travis kind of started utilizing that space as his studio. And so we started doing a lot of just funky art, painting anything and everything we could get our hands on. And one day after, just sitting there seeing all of the art that Travis had put onto these walls, I was like, man, have you ever heard of the Museum of Ice Cream, which is in LA? And the the Kardashians made it famous because there's like these ball pits and these like really funky rooms. And it was kind of like this Instagram friendly place.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
I've never even heard of that either.
Yeah. And so there's they have a couple of them, the Museum of Ice Cream. So I was like, we could do something similar to that, but like way cooler. Like we could do this artist driven version of it. And Travis was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's get after it. But we finally kind of realized that our version wasn't going to be big enough. The space, the square footage, things like that. So we took this concept, this idea, and we started kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, putting it out there.
We could host it. See where we could do it.
Yeah. So we came across another group of gallery owners, artists that. At this point of the show, I'm just going to throw this disclaimer out there. We're not going to name former partners and other brands and people that we have associated in the past because we're not going to go that route. But Travis and I took this concept and we were able to find a like-minded partner who put together a roster of world-class artists.
Yeah.
And then they also were able to acquire a space at the Crescent Hotel. So we put on our very first show back in 2019 with 26 world-class artists. 2018. 2018. That feels so long ago. 2018, 20 world-class artists, bigger than life, sculptures and paintings and you name it. And we were really successful right out of the gate. Like we just found success right away. And that's when I knew that Travis and I had something special. But along the way, certain things unravel and fall apart, and you have to realize that the group that you're with might not be the group that you want to be with forever. And so we moved, we exited that brand. And Travis and I kind of spent the next 2 years trying to figure out how we would, bring this concept back. And fortunately for Travis, and fortunately for me, because I'm not nearly as well connected as Travis, he has, your network. These guys' network here in Dallas is extensive. They were able to put together this group of guys with Kyle and Trey to bring this concept back from not only financially, but also through the building and the location. And so now we're here, the four of us, who are going to bring this new experience back in a 17,000 square foot warehouse with more
I've gotten
artists.
to see it.
You have.
Naked.
Yeah.
With
You were nude or the building was nude?
Oh, maybe. You never know. But I got to see it with, there's nothing. Well, when I went, there was nothing.
I'm glad you got to see it when you saw it because it was
I
basically
love that.
from we had asbestos in the original office we had to get out. So you weren't there for that.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
But you saw it from an empty shell. So
yeah, that's so cool. And so are you not from Dallas? Are you from Dallas?
So I grew up in New Braunfels, Texas.
Okay.
Home of the Rivers, Schlitterbahn, the Wurstfest. It's like the
Yeah.
greatest town in the entire state.
And have you always been into art? And your store is mostly clothing, or is it everything?
Yeah, it's all women's contemporary clothing. It's very girly, very chic, boho-y, Caribbean inspired. But yeah, all of our buildings that we're in are very kind of like Palm Springs meets Beverly Hills.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah,
they're taking over Fredericksburg.
We have a shop in
That's what I
Fredericksburg.
hear.
It's beautiful. It's this little pink house on Main Street. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of champagne and wine flowing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And does your wife design?
Everything.
She designs,
She designs
everything.
everything. Yeah.
Wow. I have to look at it.
Oh, you'll love it.
Definitely the boss.
She's a badass.
She's
She's the boss.
She's the boss.
And then you have two daughters.
I do. Lolabette and Gigi.
How old are they?
They are 7 and 9.
7 and 9.
Yeah.
Are they into art at all?
They are way into art.
They are.
They're way into art.
They're the cutest things ever,
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh,
I'm surprised
I
they haven't
love
gone viral yet, but they're about to.
Really?
Yeah. It just takes, like, we're very private. in a lot of ways. Like
Right.
we have to do a lot for the brand when it comes to being in the public eye.
Of course.
But when it comes to family and certain things, we're pretty private. But
Yeah.
now we're like hearing these stories about how these 10-year-olds are pulling in like $20 million a year
It's true.
for streaming services. I'm like, dude,
I don't know.
these kids are beautiful. Let's get them on the camera and let's
Yeah.
let them play with slime. They'll make them millionaires.
Well, and especially if they're talented, it's
Yeah, they're
something that
talented.
you could.
They're made for the camera.
They
so-
love
Yeah.
Travis. They love these guys. They're
Yeah.
they're like, who are these crazy friends of yours, Daddy? But we like them.
Yeah.
Cool.
And their art's already on clothing,
Yeah,
dresses.
yeah. We've taken some of their paintings and put them into fabrication to where we'll create a line or a small, dress run for specifically Lola. She has 2 prints that we've.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so special. That's so cute.
Yeah, they're living the life.
Yeah. And so then the guys or whoever you worked with before, not that that matters, but was that a pop-up or you had people from around the country come in as artists to show their art, or what was that before?
Yeah, it was originally a pop-up meant to be up for like a month or so.
Okay.
And then, but right off the bat, we brought in artists from all over.
Okay.
Of course,
I remember that.
to-
I went to that exhibit. It was pretty amazing.
I remember you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. I
Mhm.
mean, we did a great job of taking this concept that there are concepts that are similar to it, but this version of it was like
Next
the
level.
next level.
Yeah.
Very immersive, very artist driven. So yeah, and Travis, like I said, he knows all these artists who are willing to kind of put their internal processes. They'll take it out and they gave it to us on that show, and so we're hoping they're going to do the same thing on this next run.
Amazing.
And seeing how successful it is, that's what made me want to be involved for sure. I mean,
Yeah. And I can't wait to hear. I get excited because I want to hear more about the plans for Gallery DeFi, but I'm trying to hold off on asking those questions yet. So if we go to Travis, not Travis, I actually have I think I had texted you and I think I told you at our podcast party that I happen to be, you have a very iconic heart, right?
Yeah, so
That's
it's-
kind of your signature.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
2 hearts.
Two hearts.
connected.
And I train people privately, and I was at a girl's house and she had this whole art mural painted on her room and the big wall, and she had all these hearts. And I go, I think I know that because you had brought it up. And then I had texted it. It's so amazing. So do you freehand stuff like that? You go to people's houses?
Yeah, that was, so I did a big stairwell. It was like 30-foot
Yes.
staircase.
It's
going up
amazing.
and curved, and that was all like black on black abstract. So I was
Yeah.
there, and then I had a stencil for my heart.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then tell us about you. Where did you grow up? How did you become not Travis?
Yeah, so I grew up here in Colleyville,
Okay.
and then grew up in kind of a musical family as far as my father and my little brother. They were always playing music. I was always playing sports. It was always kind of something that, not like envied, but just like looked up to. I thought creating something,
Yeah.
anything, it's kind of the coolest thing ever. And I was always playing sports, and I got my first camera when I was in 6th grade, and I did that for a few years, but then high school sports, everything, playing lacrosse, baseball. And then coming back into college, my parents moved to Curacao in the Caribbean, and that's when the photography came up. My mother took
Oh,
on
wow.
photography full on, and then about 8 years ago, I went to a guy's house here that owns a few clubs, and he had just art everywhere: Banksy, Dali, Picasso, and it was just the coolest thing ever. I was like, I want art all over my place.
It inspired you.
Yes. And then I tried to collect, and that shit's expensive.
Oh.
So
That's what I hear.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I can't exactly do that, but then I had all these photographs from the past, and so I started editing those, printing those off, painting on top of them. I had another friend that owned a club that was over at my place, and he's like, hey, we got similar artists in. They weren't carrying the right insurance, so all those big name artists from LA, artists that I like took after and looked up to, they were taking their art out and like, here, put your art in. I'm like, all right, 6 months into painting, my shit's in a club. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm an artist or something.
Wow.
And that's kind of how like the not Travis is like, it's me, it's not me, but it's like that person that I kind of always wanted to be, like that original
Yeah.
type you. So
And
I just got thrown in.
you're the one who did XOXO, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
There's,
right.
I think the list goes on.
Yeah, it's a long list.
Longer
A
than
long
that. Yeah,
list.
but I
It's
think
growing for sure.
XOXO is like one of those crowning achievements where people are like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, and they said they wanted pink. And,
I love pink.
so,
Pink's our favorite.
Here
So
you
that's
go.
where we started and painted a lot of pink the first round, and it's probably been about 3 or 4 rounds
Oh.
since then.
Oh, so you go back.
Going back and painting more. They acquired the property next to it, painted that building, then expanded the bar into the back, painted that.
Wow.
And that whole building is like a piece of art.
It
It is.
is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
become.
Did the bathrooms as well.
Yeah. bathrooms.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the most Instagrammable building.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
What
And-
other places have you done that? In Dallas.
In Dallas, I've done green light. Did
Okay.
a lot of green light. And then going up into the Ruby Room. We love them there.
We love the room.
At Citizen back in the day, the original photo booth, that
Yeah.
red background.
Yeah.
I'd done that.
Wow.
Oh, these
What-
are a
what
lot
else,
of
guys?
pretty iconic.
That-
There's this other club I forgot
Photo
about. We got a table
things.
at after one of y'all's last show. What was that? I forgot the club it
The
was.
stair. I mean the bookcase.
one set on
One-
McKinney.
one set, that's
in
right.
the Nugent
Oh.
fam. Yeah.
One set.
You did that bookcase?
Yeah, they had a
Wow.
bookcase
Yeah,
and-
I remember that.
Went in there and painted the whole thing.
And then Wits. It's a new branded restaurant down the street. You go in
Correct.
there.
Yeah.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, steakhouse.
And then Omar's place in
Well,
Austin, but I
yeah,
mean that's Austin.
yeah,
but
that's
still,
But
that
yeah,
place
but
is-
still, we got a lot of Austin people.
Yeah,
We-
yeah.
He's done a lot
Done a
in
few down
Austin,
in Austin.
for sure.
Unbelievable. Cantina 512, both there on Rainy.
Wow.
Did painted all of Mayfair. Not all of Mayfair.
So when you do that for businesses, do you get free reign? They're just like, here, do whatever you want. I mean, obviously, XOXO said pink, but
Yeah, and that was kind of the rain. It varies, and
Okay.
part of me I like that a lot. It's that
Yeah.
collaboration and building off of other people's ideas, and I've obviously got it. They're coming to me. There's something in there that they like, and so being able to collaborate with them to create something. I mean, it's great for both of us. And
right. And so for your Instagram, if somebody wanted to get art from you or have something done, what is your Instagram? Where could people
it's not
find you?
dot Travis, NOT
Mhm.
period Travis.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then is there anything else that I don't know about or that you want to ask Travis or Buddy?
Well, it's
Before-
crazy because I met Travis years ago, and I was cutting his hair, and then he just stopped cutting his hair. And now it's super long.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've known each other for quite a while. So
Over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like since right when I
Wow.
moved back here from college.
and I can't put it, but I know Buddy and I have just ran across each other. I don't know where, but
I've partied pretty hard in my days.
Same.
Haven't we all?
how to party. So I
Y'all
know
both
we've
survived.
partied together.
For sure.
Now, Travis, are you married? Do you have children?
No and no.
Oh,
But
no.
I do have a girlfriend.
Okay. And is
Yes.
she an artist?
She is, yes.
Wow.
Shannon. And she goes by Think Zoe.
Okay. And does she do kind of what you do as far as art, or is she different?
She's more realistic and
Okay.
exact and like
she did an
sees
awesome.
you and then draws you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like hyper realism. Like
yeah,
hyper realism.
yeah.
She's gonna take a photo or a mental image of you and just really do.
She did my Nana's picture. If you ever saw my Instagram, that one that I have my
Yeah.
Nana.
Yeah,
she
they
did that one.
gifted. Yeah.
Wow.
That was cool.
So for both of you being artists and then being with an artist, it's probably, you feel like it's the only way to go because you
The only
guys
way to
can bond on that and connect through art and
It's
respect
definitely fun.
it.
Yeah, and I mean it's nice somebody else understanding
Yeah.
the creative process.
Right.
And we definitely have different creative processes, but
Yeah, but it's, you can respect
but
it
yeah,
or
you can
appreciate
respect
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Because sometimes that's hard when they
have a
don't
shared love for
understand.
plants. I think that's what really keeps them
plants and
together.
cats.
Yeah, the plants kind
Yeah.
of bond them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there you go. Do you have a lot of plants?
I have a lot of plans.
Oh, okay.
They live in a
Serious?
jungle. They live in
Ow.
a jungle.
I don't know
inside
what
of
it is, but when you get to a certain age, I just started
Plant.
growing a garden.
You did?
Like, yeah, I just started
What's in
growing
your
a
garden?
garden. I have cucumbers, I have chilies, I have onions, I have tomatoes, I have, let me see.
Now, do you have one of those? Is it in that white kind of garden
No,
thing?
I actually had a garden, like raised garden built.
Nice.
And I'll go every morning and I like check my garden out and stuff.
Wow,
and,
Cruz, I learned something new about you today.
Yeah.
Check out the little babies out there.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yep.
therapeutic.
In Texas.
Got
That's
some
impressive.
plants.
I
Oh my God,
know.
it's so
It's
hard.
hard.
It's so hard.
That's probably why you love it when you get older, you know? Gives you a
Yeah,
challenge.
It's the little
It's
things.
not- I got a lawnmower. I'm cutting grass on Sundays and shit, you know.
Well, we-
Who
On
are
the
you?
gallery.
Trey, don't we need one of those?
I got my
We do.
boots and my
We do.
shorts.
Fuck the gym. You're going to go mow the lawn. We're going to get a sweat on.
Wow, Cruz, I learned something new. I don't have a garden or plants.
Yeah.
I have to
What about cats? You got cats?
no.
Oh, that's what you're missing right there.
A cat?
Yeah.
No, I have a little dog. She's plenty.
Oh, that's right. The same size as the cat, though. I think that's the
Yeah.
same, you know.
Pretty much. Okay, so Kyle,
Yes, ma'am.
let's learn a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself
Okay. So
and how this all came to be.
how it all came to be. So I'm from Dallas originally, and I met this guy and this guy at college, but only one of them went to college.
Guess which one?
Who was that? Not you.
That's so obvious.
We actually all went to the same college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
but he
different
went to-
What?
Yeah.
I went to a
No
class
way.
at their college. I did attend
You did one class.
I did
Well,
one
he
class.
sat in the class.
He sat in
I
the
did.
class.
It was very
Yeah.
He wasn't
interesting.
enrolled.
There was a hot chick walking in the door.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, female gender studies, cool. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. And he would come down pretty much every Friday and leave Monday. Probably Monday was probably your exit day.
Yeah, I didn't really have to. I worked for my daddy, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then I did my own thing. Travis and I have been friends for, I don't even want to count how many years, 16, 17 years. And I got into a different avenue. I worked with another person that was in this area from Cleveland and patent holding company. So what we did is develop a lot of cool concepts, file patents on things that might come to be. One being connecting a vaporizer inhaler to the internet. So we own that still. It's been acquired a few times. With Brent Skoda, he's a mentor of mine, but also a friend, right? So I learned so much in the process on like how to do things, I was up, you can ask these guys. I wouldn't go out because I'd have to be up like 4 a.m. or stay up till like 1 a.m. to talk to China, right? Because
Oh.
they don't come to our hours. It's very luckily if you get somebody that will even speak to you, right? And you got to use these certain apps. Certain ones are banned. So I just learned so much in these meetings, traveling the country, the world with him, in rooms I probably shouldn't have been. Matter of fact, one of the last things we did, I got woke up in the morning right before, I guess COVID was going on. And he's like, we got a Zoom call with the Pope. And I thought he was, I thought he, you know, I looked at the time, I was like, this guy's drunk, you know. But sure enough, we get on a Zoom call, but he's like, don't talk, right?
What the Pope said, don't talk?
No.
Oh.
His mentor was like,
Yeah, he's like,
Oh.
there was a bunch of people with us, right, in our group. He's like, anybody comes off mute, you know, he's going to lose it. And so we sat there, and it was cool. It was like a life experience. You know, how many people get to do that? But it was just something that just kind of became boring, right? In a sense, right? You're not doing, it sounds exciting in moments, but you're doing a lot of the, you know, the monotonous work and all these things. So Travis was at a point in his career where he was getting a lot of stuff going on. I knew how to manage this intrinsic person already. So I was like, well, let me take some of this off your plate so you can actually create, right?
That's the best person to have.
yeah.
I'm always desperate for one of those.
So
Yeah, those are great.
All
people
things
to
in
help you.
moderation.
Including
Including
moderation.
moderation.
right. So it started with a conversation, and then wildly we did this right before COVID happened and endured, and he was able to be profitable as an artist and continue to grow, which I think is just a combination of his style and his, you know, ability, but just how we kind of changed how we attack things, right, and seek things. And all these people that we mentioned earlier, kudos to them, because they want a concept, but they really let Travis do his thing, which I think is the reason that it's successful. And
Right.
he just gets to do that. Funny story real quick. Ian at Greenlight, we just did something for him over there, and me and him had negotiated the pricing and whatnot, and then but Travis went to collect the money, and Ian's calling me. He's like, I think Travis doesn't, you know, we paid him differently than what we spoke on, because it's like a residual thing. And it's just one of those things where it's one of those
I'll
things.
tell Kyle one thing, and things
Right.
are negotiated elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I stick with what I say.
Yeah.
But
half of that is true. But yeah, so then, progressed Travis's career, then having the conversations. We were at the Crescent when we had the conversation. And we're like, do y'all want to do this again? Kind of deal, like, but better. Bring in different artists, some of the same. And here we are. It brings us to Trey, who's been with us in our friend circle, like close friends, not just acquaintances. And we just kind of came together. Him and his family had sold their company, started acquiring properties, and he was very eager to acquire more property. Right? He just had this taste, and it's like, well, let's put it to use more than just a property and actually do something with it. So he did that as a partner, but then he also came in with us to kind of put this thing on. So we'll get into kind of more of the gallery a little bit later.
I'm excited for that. So you don't do art yourself?
No, man.
No.
Oh,
see,
so
this is
the idea guy.
amazing.
Yeah, the idea guy. Like I give a lot of conceptual ideas, and then but the actual no.
But
You're
I
like
think
the
that's
manager.
amazing.
You like keep everything together.
Well,
he's
he's the ops guy,
For sure.
operations. Like it. So I run operations at Buddy Love. Without operations, you could be the most creative,
For sure.
most outgoing. You could have all these concepts, but to deliver the product, to deliver the mission, it takes operations, and that's why Kyle is. I mean, I'm really impressed with his ability to take on, because it's like we're doing like 50 different things at one time. And
Yeah, he's the
handles it
glue
really
that
well.
pulls it all together.
No
for
doubt.
sure.
No doubt.
Kyle just makes shit happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes
He's the only one here without a drink.
True.
So, Kyle, working with artists,
Mhm.
do you have to have a lot of patience?
That's probably the number one word, I think. And
Virtue.
patience, and specifically with Travis and his style, it's in a memory, right? So I think that's really the memory that I have, the patience kind of, it's yin and yang, right? And he ignores my calls all the time. It's not like, it's not like it's perfect, but it's fun. It's a lot more exciting for me because we're building something, right?
Mhm.
And it's a collaborative effort, which Buddy's touched on. So it's fun, and it's going to only get better. The people that we're working with, the people we continue to meet, we're blessed to have the network that we have. So we're excited for sure.
That's so amazing. I just asked that because in my form of art is dance, and I can be very exhausting for people. If my mom was here, she would tell you it's like working with artists can be.
I could definitely see that. You and the dancer.
Yeah, I'm annoying. They're like, Marcella,
No, you're a
come on.
perfectionist.
Yeah,
Again.
again,
Yeah.
again. But I'm also all over the place. Like,
Well,
take
star to
you have to,
star,
like,
I think.
reel me in sometimes. So
Yeah.
Trey, we've met you before.
Yes, many times.
Yes. So tell us your side of kind of everything with the gallery.
I would say that, I mean, just being as a friend of Travis's, I would go to his shows, and I was very much so like in shock of how not that I didn't think he'd be successful, but I mean it was so successful. Just people that I would have never thought cared about art, and how cool it was, and I just was really kind of taken back on how artistic my friend was that I'd known for years, that I didn't know he could do all that, put something together like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be involved either way. Before we sold our company, we had kind of talked about doing a clothing thing,
For sure.
because I'm a fashionista.
Yes, we know that.
And
As you can tell.
then I guess just as things kind of developed, with Buddy and Travis did their thing way before I ever got involved, and then Kyle came along. That was kind of another piece. It just kind of just seemed like things were falling together where I wanted to. Everything was telling me I needed to just go all in
Yeah.
on this and try to be a part of it as much as I could. And I was lucky enough to they let me kind of join up and bring in the real estate in with now we as a group we also own another piece of property like that's going to be the house of DeFi. That there's just a lot of other ways that I think that I can maybe expand the brand, and not just the art wise, because I'm not an artist. I love art, but I don't really
Look at
bring
that
it.
hat. Look at that hat.
I did do this hat.
One of ones only. One
did
of
this
ones
hat.
only.
What's your artist name?
Well, that's kind of up debate. No, it was Trey the Cool Cat.
It was
Swofford.
Trey the Cool Cat.
But I think we're gonna lean off that because I want I think I'm just gonna go with I don't know.
You gotta still think about
I was
it.
hoping.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
hoping
gonna-
for a snap name there.
I was about to throw one out there, but I don't want to. I'm about to put something together. A whole line of Trey Swofford art coming soon.
Well, there you go.
But that's
Watch
definitely
out.
not what I'm bringing to the table. I feel like these guys all have kind of a role that they're doing to make everything great, and I'm kind of just I get to sit back and let them create. And
Trey, we need him to
things
admit the real reason he.
And I mean, we'll just go ahead and throw it out there before he does. That I saw all the beautiful girls that are in the art, and I
Of course.
mean, I don't want to say that's
get to
the
the
only
facts.
reason. I mean, I admire their work ethic, and I love art.
Yeah,
So
but
that-
I can appreciate
He
that.
does a lot more than he's putting off. I don't think he realizes it, but he's kind of GCing this thing from away. He's helping me a lot in the process on keeping the building going. But he does a lot more than he's saying. He's a collector of art, so he's given us all kinds of people that we should consider, and it's got to go by the big boss in that department, and that's kind of where it stops sometimes. But he's out there doing his research, and we are going to do some kind of docu-series, podcast series, and he will be kind of the face of that because why wouldn't he be, right? And
I mean, I'm a good-looking guy. I'm single.
right.
You should totally do that.
No filter.
I'd love to have you on there.
Very well spoken.
Thank you.
Very. Well, I think that's amazing. And then before we kind of wrap up this show, is there anything else we should know about each one of you as artists or managers?
Right.
Or anybody that you want to put in? Or Cruz, do you have anything?
I do want to say that I feel like really good energy with you guys. Y'all have like a good vibe, the way y'all vibe together and stuff. And I really think that anything you guys do is going to be successful.
Thank you,
For
man. That means a lot.
Appreciate
Thank
that
you.
for sure.
Bun B said the same thing.
Bun B did say the same thing.
I'm starting to feel that. I love that.
Seriously, the vibe you guys have is like good vibes.
Yeah, it's a unit. We're all here to do something special, and we believe in each other, even though we don't exactly know what it is we're shooting for. We just know we're going to go out there and do something special. So we just believe and keep believing.
Sure.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys. And then how is the build out going? What is your timeline, I guess?
So
Great question.
So
Yeah.
that's a great question, and fortunately and unfortunately, it's not up to us at this point. So if anybody from the city of Dallas is watching, for sure,
We'd love to get those permits.
yes,
any day.
we're waiting on one permit and
One?
one.
Yeah.
So we've done everything that we can legally do.
Isn't your mom a former mafia boss? Can't
Yeah.
she lean on some?
Unfortunately, my dad would have been the one.
Okay.
But we might still know people. You
Sure.
never know.
City
I've
of
heard that's what it
Dallas,
takes,
lean on.
honestly.
We know you're listening.
Yeah.
My mom's a good little investigator, so maybe she could help in some way. She knows everybody.
We paid this one group $25,000 to speed up the process, and I don't know how fast it's.
I mean, I know it's the
Wow.
city of Dallas, but like, I think every city is impossible to deal with right now. It's so bureaucratic.
yeah,
sure.
for
take
sure.
Blah, blah, blah.
And
but-
we got rezoned recently, so I mean, I can't really complain too much.
and the location
But-
where we're going to be is from what we're being told is probably going to be the most developed, most
It
beautifully developed
gonna be
area
worth
in the city. So
Yes.
it's called West Dallas, down by the intersection of Sylvan and Commerce. So the city itself is putting, $600-700 million into infrastructure. So
Wow.
Yeah.
right
Well,
time, right place. Trey's got I don't know how you found this place, but I think you're like 2 years in front, and it's
I
going
think
to.
so too.
Oh wow,
pay big
that's
dividends.
amazing too.
For sure. And I think the longer, I mean, as much as I don't want to wait, the longer they're making us wait, the better it is for us, just because the area, they've already, the whole street's got redeveloped since we bought it.
I mean,
A bunch of things are happening, going in over there that we'll probably be in by the time we get to open. So,
Wow, that's great.
not even the area. Really, it's given us more time to curate it and get the participants.
Right.
And if we were to start originally when we wanted, we'd probably have less people that we do now, and
It would have happened.
it would have
Still would've
happened. Right. But what I'm saying is,
We're
it's
able to
fortunate
perfect it.
because we're able to perfect it and bring in a lot of really dynamic and creative people to kind of work together. So we're excited about that.
Amazing. Well, I'm excited about it. I can't wait.
Same.
Come on, Dallas. So we're going to go into our segments that everybody has agreed to play.
Yep.
And are we going to do question of the day first?
Do we
Let's
answer
do it.
all
Ease
of
us
those,
into
or-
question of the day
Yes,
before we
so-
start dropping the hot
No,
goss.
so we're going to play our jingle, and then we're going to ask the question of the day, and all of our guests will answer first.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
All right, the hot question of the day is, if you could be a fly on the wall, Who would you want to listen in on?
Oh.
Ooh, I got a good one.
Do you want to go first?
I would love to listen into all the Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh my God, you went
shit,
political.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, that's
That
deep,
shit
dark
is
shit.
crazy. I fall into the rabbit hole in that.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, man.
It's deep. It's real deep.
It gets so deep. When I read this question, it just automatically boom.
That was what you thought of?
fast.
Wow, that was not what I was thinking at all, but
was
I
sitting
love
at the
that you
pool.
went there.
Yeah, I was literally at the pool. Yes, that was my birthday, and just
Happy
every day,
birthday!
rock and roll. And that topic of conversation came up at the pool after everybody had been drinking for an entire
No.
day,
It
and
gets
I'm just like
deep.
hearing stuff that I just can't even imagine
Right.
actually happened. But yeah, it's pretty deep and dark and
Ugly.
sad and sick.
No kidding.
Ooh, I went there.
Yeah. I mean, and I would like that too, actually. I would agree. Like,
That'll
I
just make me
wanna
sad.
know.
No matter what you hear, it's gonna be bad.
No.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I'll lighten it up a little bit. I'd like to be on Miss Mangrum. I believe she's still at Grand Prairie High School, or one of the Grand Prairie high schools. She was my math teacher back in the day.
So wait, I'm confused.
And I mean, I just know that we had a thing. Like, so I just always wanted to know.
Like,
You know?
Oh, you think she's talking
What?
about it
Does the
right now?
fly
Like,
speak?
Maybe she's not talking about it, but like,
oh, you
if she
mean-
brought
I
up
think
my
there's a
name, I'd
song.
want to hear what she had to say.
So maybe when
Hot
you
for
left the
teacher.
room, you would have wanted to like know she was like, oh,
Yes, that.
I love Trey.
So what grade was this in?
Yeah.
This is 9th grade, so she might not even be Miss Mangrum anymore. But
Oh
Okay.
man.
You don't know
wasn't-
anything about her now?
I know what she looks like. She's what used to be a math teacher, 9th grade, Summit High School. Or
Oh,
Miss
what's her name?
Miss Mangrum.
Miss Mangrum.
She taught, yeah.
If you're listening,
If you're listening.
Trey,
She'll never
you had a
forget me.
drink.
I don't know why that just came to my mind.
I
That's
just
why
changed
Wow.
my answer. I had a different answer, but I'm gonna have to say Trey Swofford.
In what
Anytime.
scenario?
No, just anytime. That's what makes him so great. And we've shot videos on our side before, and it's a hold your breath moment. But it's like, wait, that's who he is, right? And it's just who
Gotta edit me out.
right.
Ah.
No,
Yeah.
we're never gonna edit it out.
But the fly version, there's no editor, there's no filter, that whatever there might be, that's turned off. So I would, yeah, Trey Swofford is my answer for sure.
Okay.
in your brain, maybe.
Yeah, I don't even know what goes on up there sometimes.
Travis.
I don't know. I just immediately went back, like, not ancient, but just somewhere in the past. I don't know whether it's like Indian in a teepee or Michelangelo creating the Sistine Chapel.
Wow,
or
these
something.
answers
Wow.
are
Like,
very
We're deep.
unique.
We represent art.
Yeah, that's true. I love that.
So you'd have to be a fly on the ceiling for Michelangelo.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
He'd
true.
Look
get,
at wall
paint-
looking
he'd get
up.
painted to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Look at this
Maybe
fly, just
maybe
painted
he
into it.
was a fly on the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
That would
he
mean
was
that
an
would mean he did
alien.
live
Came
his
to
a
be.
previous life as a fly.
Damn.
He was an alien, or
Something.
he got like had some
Suction
kind of
cups.
alien connection.
Buddy.
vertigo.
Oh man, all right, I don't. Mine would be I would love to know what's going on with these Dallas Cowboys right now. Put me on the wall in Jerry Jones's office. Tell me what the hell we're doing. It's football season. I'm so not happy with the direction of this team. I just would love to know why they're the worst. You're the worst.
You're
Is
doing a lot of
everybody
flies
in
on the
here a
wall
Cowboy
there.
fan?
You can come.
I'm not.
You
I'm
can
not.
come
I
on
love the
over.
Cowboys.
You can come on over here to my.
I'm a Steelers fan. I have it tattooed.
Steelers. Who are you
There
with?
we go. My dad.
Oh.
raised me that way.
I used to be a Cowboys fan, and I'll say it. I can't sit around and
It's
wait
pathetic.
on the things that Buddy's referencing. So I'm a Bengals fan.
I hate that.
Oh,
So
2
much.
years.
Wow.
2
That's
years.
because you just got a man crush
hate
on
that
Joe
so much.
Burrow.
It's partially that, and I can be a rival to Trey, and it's
They're so much
fun.
better than us right now.
Oh, so you
It
guys
sucks.
like to kind of battle it out.
I mean, I don't like it at all. He just jumped on the team whenever they got all these badass players. Like now, I'm gonna be a
So,
fan of the Bengals
when
once
they-
they get this.
When they
awesome
cut
team.
Dez and they kept Jason Garrett, I was out. So what up, Dez? For sure.
What up, Dez?
Oh, well, those were very
Loved it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would have liked to be a fly on the wall in all of my dad's business deals
I'd like to be a fly on that wall too.
I'm surprised
And-
you didn't go that route.
back in the
should
day.
have. I should have gone. Definitely want to know more about.
No,
I
he's hot
did-
for teacher. It's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
right.
liked that answer. So that would be mine. Well, those are very unique answers. Now we get to have our sex segment.
Okay.
It's time to party with Miss Polly.
The modern day Dr.
Okay, so I swear I did not say this earlier knowing this, because by the way, my mom comes up with all of these. But we have a yes, no, maybe list, and it might just be the thing your sex life is missing. This simple tool can make a huge difference in how you talk about sex.
Yes.
So, so I'm going to ask
What's the question? Yes.
a sex question, just one of them, and you have to say yes, no, or maybe. So, Cruz,
Yes.
yes. You're going to say yes to it all. Yes, no, or maybe anal sex.
Me
Giving
giving it? Sure.
Well, that wasn't very, you weren't very aggressive with that. Are you like a half and half? Are you into it? You're not really into it.
I mean, I'm into it, but it's not like a
requirement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm into like the moment stuff that hot, like just
Yeah, because anal you have to plan.
yeah. And
I
it's
talked
like,
to a porn star about that once.
and it's like
They do. There's a big plan.
you know, you get like
Yeah, you can't eat for like 3 days.
No, and they have to douche their asshole. It's like a big deal.
yeah, you get like
It's well
Poop.
worth it. Well worth the plan.
Well, we've had porn stars on before, and I've asked this question on the show. Not
We got a whole breakdown of,
I mean,
of the routine and
we
everything.
did. It was very interesting.
You have to cue that episode right after this week.
Yeah.
Trey, did you watch that one?
Flashback.
I already know. I know what to do.
Well, what's the plan? Walk us through the plan.
Yeah,
I know
What's the
that
Trey
you know
Swofford
you gotta put something in there, kind of lube it up a little bit, get it going.
kinda. You gotta lube that shit up.
You gotta get it, you know, where it's peaking. You just want to go right in.
yeah, you gotta start with
You
the
gotta
thumb.
put something
you gotta
in
start with the thumb.
So Trey, you're a yes.
Yeah, I'm a yes.
You're a yes.
Yeah. I like anything that like kind of like makes me dominate.
Ah,
It turns me on.
well, there we go.
I'm a dominatrix.
Is that on?
You hear that,
You're
Miss
a-
McCann? What's her name
Oh,
again?
Miss- oh yeah,
Miss
your
Dufresne.
teacher,
Miss Mangrum. Jeez Louise.
Miss McCann, Miss Mangrum.
It's like Travis McCann, please.
Miss Mangrum.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
It's not a must though. I mean, I don't ever want to do anything my girl doesn't want to do. I'm not like
Yeah, but you're into it.
I'm into everything if they're into it.
Oh wow.
Finger in the butt.
Shit.
Finger in the butt.
In
No, I mean,
your
like-
butt?
What
about your butt?
I mean, it shit turns her on.
Wow.
No, finger in your butt.
If that's like that's the one thing like stopping me from doing anal to her, then I'm fine. Finger in the butt.
So
Whatever.
She's
many-
like, I'm gonna put my finger in there,
Man.
and then you can.
Yeah, we could work something. out.
Wow, that's impressive.
You
Kyle.
you just made a lot of our friends' day with that answer. Just like your day one friends for sure.
That's just the truth.
Yeah. I guess if I have to answer, maybe, right? It's not like my first choice. It's because it's like the biological difference between men and women, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? No. So
Which
Not
one?
like
has
a
it-
deal breaker for
it's
you.
not a deal breaker, but I don't really find myself with those too many requests. And
Yeah.
I definitely would stick to a different plan than trade.
I think if you're willing to put your tongue in there, you're willing to put your dick in there. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
Sure.
Travis.
I'm gonna be with Kyle on this
Yeah.
one.
Buddy?
But with Cruz, heat of the moment.
No. It's exit only for me. There.
Right,
It's
right.
exit only.
Exit only.
So I'm the only freak on the.
Yeah, I'm a
set.
no.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
guess.
no.
I
We're gonna
guess.
have to
No.
go with no.
Yeah, exit
No.
only.
I mean,
No, thank you.
it's not a must. It's not a deal breaker.
Well, on that
How
note,
about like if you're like getting it doggy style and then it's kind of like finger in the butt kind of
I
thing?
mean, that's fine, but the rest of it, I mean, to be honest, I've tried it. It's horrible. It's very painful, and I don't.
What if they're
like
really
it.
small? Like so small.
Well, I've not had that problem yet. I don't know, but it's not my thing. And I have friends who've pooped, and it makes me freak out.
Yeah, you have to be willing to.
I had
it's a
somebody call
sacrifice.
me in a panic, and she was like crying because she pooped.
I think definitely condom too. I don't know if I would. Just
Ugh.
Rod.
That's too much
Dodge.
for me.
Yeah.
anal.
Well, on that note, everyone,
That was a good question.
yeah, we're gonna go
Butt stuff.
and butt stuff. And I didn't say that earlier. I had no idea that was on here.
That was your mom.
That was my mother. Yeah, this is
If your
my
mom was here, my answer would have been different. By the way,
No, you have to answer.
I would not have
agree.
felt comfortable. I
I
would
think
have
we
felt
would have
like
all said no.
I would have been like, no way.
Your mom would
No,
say
okay. So if you don't know, for the
Mama
people
said-
who don't know, my mom and I used to sell sex toys together. So this is not like a weird.
Oh,
So
interesting.
did this man kind of.
Really?
Yeah, that's
It's a
his
very-
entrepreneurial start.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we did sex toys and lingerie, and then I started designing lingerie,
Okay.
and it was really fun.
I know I can make you some lingerie.
Yeah.
We got the production partners. If
Do
you want to get
you?
back into it, yeah.
I thought you were
No, I
gonna tell.
don't.
You
thought
have
you
the
were gonna.
vending machine.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna tell that story.
Well, we used to have our lingerie actually in Silver City.
Oh,
And-
I sent a group there last night. They're
Did
like, "Where do we
you?
go? We need a strip club." I was like, Silver City.
Yeah, we had a
Dallas
little
Market.
boutique there. And
Nice.
then I opened my dance studio and that went away. So that took over. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our gossip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. It's time for Tupac to break down that juicy gossip. All that tea for you to sip on. That's all I got.
Does anybody have any tea that they would like to spill? Anyone?
Anyone?
Trey.
Bueller.
Trey.
I mean, mine's old though. I don't know if it's like would you call it tea. I just thought of it because it had something to do with you a little bit.
Oh.
Throw it
Juicy.
down.
That's a yes.
Juicy.
You can't hold back now.
Oh, no.
Juicy.
I mean,
me?
it's more just like whenever me and you met, which was like how many years, like 15 years ago or something like that. I was dating a girl, and I thought that we were like serious.
Yeah.
And-
Oh yeah, you should tell them.
And she ended up dating someone else at the same time, and I didn't know this. I found out by signing on to Facebook, saying that they were,
Facebook
in a
official?
relationship. They were, and it broke my heart. But I'll never forget, like where I just bought my house. This guy's a realtor. He's like one of the number one realtors in
it's
Dallas.
that person.
And I like would every morning I would come out to go to work, and I would see his billboard, and I would just have to think about like this guy stole my girlfriend. But I thought I was in love with. Yeah, so I mean
Trey.
that's just one I thought of.
Are they
Just
still
gossip.
together?
No,
No.
they got divorced.
Okay.
So
I
lucky
definitely
me.
know where
And it
You
was
dodged
bad.
the bullet, man.
It was
I
bad.
Talking
did.
D.R. Horton, right?
No.
Dr.
No.
Horton?
And I mean,
Yeah.
I don't got nothing against him at all. He probably don't even know. I remember the night
He
that they
knows
met
now.
each other. It was while I was with her.
No.
I swear to God. And I'd like they were dancing. I just thought he was some tall, goofy guy dancing with my girl, and I just needed to.
He's just throwing out all the breadcrumbs. Everybody's going to be like, oh, we know who you're talking
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is what I like.
That's
Yeah,
yes.
but I mean, this was like so long ago. But that's probably the last relationship I've ever really been in.
How long ago was that?
No.
Like serious relationship. Yeah. I mean, I've been in
so,
one
so
like
did-
recently.
You said Trey dodged a
I was
bullet.
in
long
one
ago was
recently,
that?
but like, I mean, as soon as I thought we were in a relationship, she broke up with me. So
Oh,
But
wait,
you said Trey
Kinda
dodged a
recently.
bullet, so she's obviously a little crazy.
Well, I'm saying if they're divorced already.
I think I
then-
definitely did. And I wasn't. I mean, who I would have.
Is it
I was 24.
is it the same time you sent the flowers and he
Yeah,
intercepted
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, tell that.
That's a different one.
Oh, shit. Tell that
Oh, that's a
one.
different person.
Yeah, it's her best friend.
Oh, that was
Wait.
an unintentional.
Keep it
setup.
close. Keep it close.
Yeah, at the time.
Who?
At the time, it was her
Wait.
best friend.
Okay, so tell us the flowers.
I don't even want to do all that.
You don't have to say a
Too
name.
late.
This is so long ago.
Yeah,
All right,
but
well,
you've
she had
already
a
started it.
she had a best friend that I thought was fine, and I thought we were hitting off, but she had a boyfriend. I just thought I don't even know, but I like the
Wait,
boyfriend.
do I know this person
Yeah.
too?
Yep.
Yeah, but obviously I was getting played on both ends there.
And then you sent flowers.
And then the boyfriend that I thought she wasn't with anymore found him, who's like, cool. I like him a lot. He's a cool guy.
You like him?
I do like him. I thought she told me they broke up. And I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh, Trey.
I know, I shouldn't have. I learned a lesson, like, fuck these hoes.
For the last 15 years.
Pretty much. But, I mean, that was all my fault, honestly. That wasn't anything to do with, I shouldn't have sent flowers. Don't do that.
Don't send flowers? You should send flowers.
Well, we were like, I mean, she was sick, but I thought she was single.
Oh,
She wasn't
no.
single.
It's funny because
Should I get well soon flowers?
Yeah, and then her boy, who I later saw, and I went up to him, I was like, what's up, bro? And he's like, you sent, so I was like,
Oh,
shit.
no.
I was like, yes, I did, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I love
Yes,
that.
I did.
I
Yes, I
love that
did.
the gossip segment was about you. Well,
Yeah, it's only us I really know.
that's
But-
amazing.
crushed it. Thank you for saving us all.
Yeah.
That
Well-
was good. That
My
was
expense
good.
is fine.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm over it, okay? It's been,
Well, on
it's been
that
long enough.
note-
But not Miss Mangrum, right?
Nah, Miss
No.
Mangrum will always live forever.
You should send her flowers.
I don't think that's her last name
Yeah.
anymore. I think she got married.
Let's find
But
her.
that's kind of your thing.
I
Yeah, it
could.
doesn't matter.
I got neighborhoodwho.com.
Ooh, you have what?
What?
It's this website, neighborhoodwho.com.
What is that?
What is
Oh,
that?
you can find out anything about anybody.
What?
It's
Wait,
like-
what do you find out about people?
I really got it for like if I like find an address I want to buy the property and they try to be unlisted. I
I
like
thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
you meet a girl.
well that too. I mean,
man.
you can find out if I wanted to put your name in there, I'll find out everything.
Yeah, you should do it. I don't
find
have
out all-
anything to hide. I
I'm-
tell it all on this show.
I bet. Or if there's someone like faking you, there could be that too. I could find out.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I found out I had a Twitter, and I don't even know how to do Twitter.
Didn't you have
It's
a
not your
fake IG? Someone made a fake IG.
Okay,
for you?
so mine though, you know what's crazy is there is a person like a true catfish because I got an email or a message from a guy who thought he was in a full-blown relationship with me for a year. The only way he figured out that it wasn't who he was talking to was he Googled my picture, like the one where I'm on like a Dallas rooftop. And he compared it and it was 2 different names. And that's how he found my real one. And he was like, hi, I think I've been talking to someone who's pretending to be you.
Is his name Manti Te'o?
Oh,
No, but I watched it. That was
that
crazy.
show is crazy.
Wild, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
but no, they still are around because everybody always sends me that person. But I'm blocked from.
Oh, I know another gossip now that you just brought it up. And
Wait, save it for the next one.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you to all the Gallery DeFi crew. What do I call you guys?
Cruz
Family, I think. really.
Family.
Damn.
And
Damn.
We're the
Yeah.
founders flock.
The Founders Flock.
Yeah,
and
that'll work.
we cannot wait. You guys have to tune in and listen to the next show because we're going to talk about all things Gallery DeFi.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Play the music out.
Oh, we don't have an ending